This is what a metal fabrication website should look like. 146 pages of optimized content targeting the exact keywords and phrases that your potential buyers are searching right now. Here's why you want to have this done correctly. This is 2026 data of one of my clients' RFQ submissions on their website. And this is why you want to have all of this content set up and optimized on your website so you can start having people who are interested in what you do find you and submit a quote so you can bid that job and win that business. I'm going to show you how to go from 0 or 10 to 12 pages that you currently have right now to 146 pages purely optimized for what it is you do: materials, processes, part types, references, locations, industry certifications, and how to get that full list, how to build it out, and why you want to have this done on your website to generate the amount of inbound you need to grow your business. My goal for this video for you is, by the end of this video, to have the full list of what buyers in your category actually search. Every page your site should have, what belongs on every page from a content perspective, the order to build them in, and exactly what changes so AI engines name you instead of your competitors. Everything I'm about to build, the full keyword list, the 146 page map, the detailed content prompt, and all the tools I use will be linked in the description. Grab it now. You can follow along with every step as you're watching this entire video. When this is done correctly, this gets you found by buyers searching for a part, material, or process who have never heard of you. And that's the key. The key with doing SEO and AI optimization the right way is you want to be found when somebody is searching for a solution and they don't know you exist. This is not a case to improve your brand search. This is not a case to improve where you show up when somebody already knows about your company. This is for people who do not know you exist, but have a problem, and you can provide that solution, and you should be showing up for those keywords and phrases. There's 3 main parts and then a bonus at the end. The first is the foundation. What needs to be set up on your website from an SEO perspective to make sure you rank well? Next is the structure, how to do this. Third is AI optimization. And then fourth is what comes after. Before you do any additional research, what really helps with this process is understanding a few data points so that your website can be set up to be optimized for your business. And what I mean by that is understanding which processes you actually run in-house, which materials you stock or source, which part forms you make, which certifications you hold, your tolerance capability and the specs you can quote to, how you typically sell, is it per project quotes, production volumes, or both, which service areas you actually cover, and then any unusual capability worth its own page. The reason why it helps to understand all of this information before doing the optimization process is it makes no sense to have content on your website that you do not want to actually quote jobs from. And it makes no sense to talk about certifications you don't have. You want to make it so that it's very clear to humans, who are the ones who are making these quoting decisions, what it is you do and how you can help them. The content and the pages that we're going to set up and optimize are going to be related specifically to your business. So if you sell custom metal parts made to a drawing and you get paid on quote jobs and you build the parts and then ship them, and your buyer is looking for a manufacturer that can make their part, that's different than somebody who has material in stock and supplies the parts and they're looking to place an order on like an e-commerce website, for example. So the key is just to understand some of these foundational points prior to optimizing the website, so it becomes very clear how to set up the content and how to optimize it. Now, a couple things that I've already ruled out here as I was doing this initial research is steel manufacturing, unless that is a service you provide. Obviously, that would be a different discussion here. But for the cases here, I'm doing this video based on metal fabrication. So a metal fabrication company does not generally manufacture steel. Secondly, there are over 1,000 searches here excluded. I'll get to that in a second here, but essentially what that means is we do not care to rank for something like carbon steel pan or ceramic coated stainless steel pan or whatever. The point is we want to make sure that we're optimizing for keywords and phrases that actually make sense. So what I've done here is I've gone through, and I'll share this with you. I've gone through and pulled 2,806 different keywords that cover different processes, materials, and parts the buyer might look for before deciding which actually makes sense. Now, the other thing is I've used multiple sources to generate this data. And you, as a business owner or a marketer or metal fabricator, the point is you probably have a lot of this data already just in your mind because you've been doing this business for so long. I had to use some additional tools here. And what I've done before actually is come up with some additional ideas and keywords to build content on the website as well. So this process here, I generated 2007 different keywords from a keyword tool. 431 were processes and materials combined. Related searches 305, and I'll show you some tips and strategies for looking at those as well. AI generated questions 73, and then buyer questions 40. And I'll show you the screening, the list, and how we can filter these as well. One other item here to mention, the keyword tools a lot of times will return things like scrap metal or carbon steel pan, like I mentioned, or Bessemer steel. Now, for example, scrap metal, people see this as a search volume of 49,500 searches per month and think this is a good keyword to rank for because you can work with scrap metal, or you've had a customer in the past who is looking for scrap metal. Problem is, this key phrase itself is so broad and very competitive that it's not likely to turn into any customers for you, even if you do rank well. So my recommendation always is to figure out what keywords and phrases your ideal customers are actually searching for and make sure your site is set up for those specifically. And like I just said, the key is to decide which searches are worth going after and which ones are not. So we need to sort this entire keyword list into keep, maybe, or drop, and write down why. And can you actually quote what somebody wants for this specific product or this key phrase? If you don't filter your keyword list and decide what you need to leave out, you end up chasing traffic that never actually buys from you. And that is a huge problem here. So the list here, and I'll get to the actual list in a second, but I just want to explain the strategy and the foundation with you so it makes sense why it's set up this way instead of just explaining the keyword list for you. The keep, maybe, drop split. The way I did this is there are 918 keyword targets that I'm recommending to keep, 548 maybes, and some of these depend on your business itself, and then 1,006 drop. And here are some of the high volume searches that were dropped and why. Stainless steel as a high volume search. This is too general, not fabrication buyer intent. 90,500 searches per month. As a note though, if you fabricate stainless steel, you should absolutely have a page about that, but a broad key phrase optimized for stainless steel by itself is something I see all too often. You have the material or the finish or whatever as a primary page on your website optimized for that general key phrase, and there's no point in having that optimized on your website. The key is to have the page optimized specifically for that offering and to talk more about your stainless steel fabrication methods. Again, scrap metal, 49,500, scrap that one. Bessemer steel, 40,500. Carbon steel pan, 40,500. Max steel, cold steel. Again, cold steel, if this is a term or a product or a material or whatever that you offer, talk more about that in specificity, not in a general key phrase term. Decide which searches get their own page and which ones get grouped together. This is another massive key here, and a huge point of failure I see on many websites is building pages for the sake of building pages. When this is done incorrectly, what happens is you build a page for every phrase and they all compete with each other instead of ranking together. What you want to do is come up with and decide a cluster or a grouping of topics that the page should be optimized for. And as an example here, you can optimize a single page like custom metal fabrication for a number of different phrases like custom metal fabrication custom, custom metal fabricators, custom fabrication metal, custom metal and fabrication, and metal custom fabrication. You get the point. There are dozens of other keywords this page will likely rank for when it's optimized correctly and when it's optimized well. And you want to not have a page for every single one of these. You want to have a primary page optimized for that parent term or that head term or that cluster term, whatever you want to call it, pillar term, and have content on that page optimized for and targeting any related keyword or phrase. This is paramount for the strategy to make sure that your site is set up and structured correctly so that it can be found for these keywords that actually drive business for you, because that's the whole point. And then again, from a location perspective, if you have branches in Houston and Austin and San Diego, San Antonio, whatever, pick a city, pick a suburb. The point is you would have different pages for each of these, especially if your offerings are different in those different locations. So if your location in Houston and Austin provide different services, that would certainly make sense to have a different page for each of those. Additionally, if you're looking to target locally, it makes sense to have local pages that are targeted and optimized for those individual cities. There are lots of things you can do from a local optimization perspective to target people searching in a geolocation or a geo area. Number 5, set up the site structure before building any pages. And the reason for this is you want to decide the URL structure and make sure all pages are built from overlapping material and process combinations. And the reason why this is important is because you want to decide the URL structure before building 146 pages or 200 or 500 or however many pages you're building, because you want to make sure that when these pages are potentially built from overlapping material or process combinations, they don't compete with each other or hide or cannibalize in the search engines. And the reason why is if a search engine can't read the page, it doesn't matter how good the page is. It will be very difficult for you to rank, and in some cases, impossible for you to rank. And that is not what you want to have happen. So if you have a developer working with you on this, this part of the process is where you would involve your developer to make sure they can structure the website correctly for you from this perspective. You can probably find and determine the content and the keywords and all of that needs to be set up for you. But the key here is this is critical for how your website is structured. And this is one of the reasons why I spent some time going through the foundation of how your website should be set up, because if this is not done correctly, it doesn't matter how much content you have on your website. It's going to be incredibly difficult for you to rank anyway. And the point of setting up your website correctly is so you can rank for the keywords that make sense and generate business for keywords and phrases that your buyers are actually searching. Now, one technical note I want to share with you, and this is incredibly important as well, is, let me zoom this in so you can read it better. I'll just read this to you. Material and process pages overlap, word order variants of the same phrase. So a 146-page map carries real duplication risk or duplicate risk. Self-canonical every page in 301 the collapsed variants into their survivor. This is the single biggest duplicate risk in the map, and the one part of this step a fabricator would not already know, unless you've done technical SEO work on your website in the past. A self-canonical, this is just code that you would set up on a page specifically to tell search engines that this page is the primary page for this keyword or phrase. And then a 301 is a redirect. So you'd want to make sure all of these are in place if you are changing around the structure, changing around content on your website so that this work actually makes sense and actually produces results for you. If you want the full strategy for how to build this out completely for your website, the first link in the description has everything you need. Complete keyword list, all recommended pages to build, and the content prompt I use. Plus, it's specific to metal fabrication. Hope it helps.